Welcome to TJ's podcast.
Hey, last show of the week. Two radio legends doing a podcast where we just talk crap about everything and everybody. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Riggins, I don't, in my criticism of Taylor Swift, and Travis Kel, I don't dislike him. And I don't want people to think that by criticizing, them as a couple or whatever, making jokes about it or whatever, that I dislike him. I dislike her a lot for political reasons. And I would have to assume that he's probably right there with her in the political arena. But so far, he hasn't gotten, involved publicly in politics and all like she has. So I don't dislike him. And I really like his brother. I know everybody likes his brother.
Everybody likes him.
His brother's name is Jason. Jason and Travis Kels is the original pronunciation of their names. But now if you say it that way, people think you're just being a douchebag.
I heard somebody use the real version of it on TV the other day, and I thought, oh, that's the first time I've seen somebody do that.
Yeah, I used it the other day. I don't count as a media figure. Yeah. Jason and Travis Kels. Mm-hmm. But if you use it that way, people think badly. Like, same way when I pronounce it bruschetta, which is the proper Italian pronunciation of the word. When else speaking correct grammar gets people looking at you like you're crazy is when you use the singular version, the singular verb that goes with a team name. Like we'd say, the Carolina Panthers is my favorite team, right? That's correct.
Yeah.
But when you take away the Carolina part of it and you say the Panthers is my favorite team.
Yeah.
Or the Panthers is playing the Bengals this week. That's when people look at you like, what?
Yeah.
Because right. But it's a singular subject, one team, the Panthers. Like the Black Crowes sings the song Hard to Handle. But when it really sounds stupid by using it incorrectly, when it says the Tide are coming to town to play this and this and this. So either way, when you say something correctly and they look at you like you're stupid. But this Travis Kelce he and his brother, Jason, have a big podcast. It's one of the most famous podcasts in all of podcast world. And is that where? Yeah, it is where he insulted the legendary Racehorse Secretariat.
Yeah.
And it had to apologize.
Yeah, I think he was just catching a lot of blowback on social media. It's a podcast. I don't know if they're syndicated or, I don't know if they have a major, company tie-in. But, yeah, I think it was just the people on social media that were just like, that's messed up.
And he caved to it and apologized. So they were talking about steroids.
Yeah.
And he said that, Secretariat was juiced.
Yeah.
And winning all those races and setting those records and stuff.
Yeah, he said it was 1973. Every NFL player, every baseball player, they were juicing them to the gills. You don't think Secretariat was effing juiced to the rafters? And I never saw Secretariat. I know that's like the horse, but I don't know anything about it. So I would imagine probably. I'm sure they probably juiced him up.
But people got so upset about it.
I guess.
Because the horse was... he was throwing off on the horse, or the horse's owners, the fan. I mean, who were they taken up for?
He said, "I'm not trying to take away from Secretariat or anyone from that era's legacy. You're right. Without proof, it's unfair to assume these things publicly.
Yeah,
I apologize." So that's probably true. I mean,
right? You can't just jump out and say, she was. I know Secretariat was.
Yeah.
Was it a she?
Oh, I don't know. I wondered that. Are all the racehorses male or not? But yeah, I think That probably is. I mean, you wouldn't do that to any other athlete, because that does take away from the jockey as well, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So,
And the trainers and all that. But you know what I always wonder was why Russian racehorses have to pee so much. What causes that?
yeah, I don't know. We never included the Russian part, I don't think.
Oh, really?
It was just be like a racehorse.
Yeah, I guess in the South, you want to add a little bit of extra, like another description and an alliteration helps.
Yeah.
A Russian racehorse.
Was there a story about a Russian racehorse?
I don't know.
Was just sort of a...
I don't know. Because there was another saying when I was a kid that I thought was about President Jimmy Carter, but it wasn't. It was like if you have a bunch of something, like say I have a bunch of coolers, say he's got more coolers than Carter's got liver pills. So growing up, I thought President Carter had a problem with his liver.
Yeah.
And he had to take medication, and he had a lot of it. But then later found out that there's a company called Carter's that made a supplement that was supposed to give you a healthy liver.
Yeah, that's confusing.
Yeah, but a Russian racehorse, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what I found myself wondering yesterday? I wonder why Walmart shoppers have to poop more than higher class stores. Because every time I'm in Walmart and I go pee, somebody's in there taking a dump.
Really?
But if I'm in a nice restaurant, or let's say I'm at Nordstrom, I go to pee, nobody's taking a dump in there.
Yeah.
Somebody's always taking a dump at Walmart.
That's weird.
Hey, Rob, your cousin works at Walmart. Ask him.
Yeah. I wonder if they're employees.
No, unless I could see the legs, unless their employees are now allowed to wear pajama pants and Crocs.
I don't know.
I don't think they are, but.
Maybe they're spending more time in Walmart. Maybe it's like a.
Or do you think it's their eating habits may be different?
Maybe.
I don't know, but I don't know the last time I went into a Walmart bathroom that somebody wasn't taking a dump in it. Ugh. I know.
And they're big bathrooms, aren't they? It's been a long time since I've been in a Walmart bathroom.
Yeah, they're all right.
A lot of stalls.
Not really.
Oh, no?
No, maybe 3. Ugh.
That's a bad situation.
I know, being at Walmart.
Yeah.
But I had to. It's the only place that had this thing that I needed for this dish that I was cooking.
Only at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a Gordon Ramsay recipe? You could only get it.
It was Wolfgang.
It was?
No, it was tomato chicken bouillon powder.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's I mean, that's the real deal. It's written in Spanish, man.
Yeah, Nor.
Yeah, Nor.
Yeah.
Nor and Goya. Them's the two I know. Yeah. But it was good though what I cooked. But I finally found this. I went to Walmart was my 4th store to find that. Even the Publix didn't have it.
Oh no, yeah. You can find like the regular chicken bouillon, like the Nor stuff in the big tubs in the Hispanic section and in regular places, but yeah, I just think because it's got MSG in it, maybe that's why Publix or Whole Foods you wouldn't find it in there.
But they had their other types of bouillon, just not that one.
Gotta go to Walmart. Oh yeah.
So he comes out and apologizes. Jason Kelsey's the point.
Yeah.
That's a little disappointing.
Yeah, but
because he insulted a horse. Now, if somebody said, "Hey, I'm the family of that horse, and we're going to sue you,"
sure,
then maybe I get that.
Especially his new deal with CBS. He's now in entertainment, and he's got to be he's got a bigger job now, so he's got to pick his words more carefully, especially when we talk about athletes.
Yeah,
and he's accusing someone of doing steroids, whether a horse or not. It is part of a sport. So yeah, I think he probably went, "Oh yeah, that was maybe."
You know what though? I don't understand. So he's got a job. He's going to be part of a football analysis crew. He's going to be an analyst on a major network. But that used to mean that when you are that's what your job is, and part of your contract would be that you maintain the same image off camera that you do on camera. Mm-hmm. So now with all these people having podcasts along with, being on the network TV, I don't know how they even maintain that rule at all, because I would think back in the day, as the kids say, if there were a CBS football analyst that went on a podcast or a radio show, whatever comparable back in the day, and said the F word, he'd get fired from CBS. They would say, "What are you doing? You're ruining your credibility. You can't go out and just because you're not on TV, be using the F word in public and broadcasting it." But now they don't care. You know why? Because everybody in this country, too many people is godless. That's what.
They ain't got no Jesus in their life.
No way.
Yeah.
Travis Kel, his brother, out there just shouting the F word all over the place.
Crazy.
For all to hear. All right. There's a woman who has some advice for you ladies as to how you can test someone who calls themselves your friend to see if they really are your friend. And boy, she is a doozy, I'll tell you that right now. That's coming up next.
TJ's Podcast.
Hey, it's Ace, and for a long time, we've told you about Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic, and how phenomenal a job they did helping me with my left wrist. Well, this is Neil. Neil Simler is a member of the Ace and TJ Radio family. Neil, you took the free consultation to have them check out your elbow and talk about what happened just when you went for the free consultation.
They were very straightforward and let me know that they weren't going to treat any of my ailments if they weren't 100% sure that they were going to be able to effectively help my issue. And once were they pushy with trying to get me to spend more money and do, the higher end shots.
Now, 3 months later, how do you feel?
I'm 95% better, if not 100%. It's just been one of the best decisions I've made. Do yourself a favor, get out there as soon as possible.
Set up your free consultation today at acetj.com/neogenics. It's Neogeniix. Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic.
They say there are only two things certain in life: sweet deals at Sweet Dreams and taxes.
And only one of those is certain this month.
Which one?
The sweet deals at Sweet Dreams.
What about the taxes?
No sales tax the entire month of April at Sweet Dreams.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And don't call me Shirley.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and pay no sales tax during the month of April. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Back to TJ's Podcast.
Go get signed up to be a TJ Fanatico. You'll be an official TJ Fanatico. There's prizes in it for you sometimes, as well as invitations to special events. We're planning one right now. It's going to be, as the kids say, the bee's knees. That's what it's going to be. So acetj.com/Fanatico. You can fill out the little survey there and become an Ace and TJ official Fanatico.
Do bees have needs?
Yep.
They do?
Mm-hmm.
Just think about that.
They're in their butts, though. So it seems like everybody on social medias now has some sort of advice to pass along to somebody else. I wonder where all of these geniuses were before social media. I mean, how did people get their knowledge out to other people?
They had radio shows.
Right. But I mean, your average person. I mean, and it always seems like the people who want to give you the most advice on social media are the ones going through the most hell at the time. Like your relationship just fell apart, so now you're going to tell everybody else what they need to be in a relationship. But this is different. This is a woman. She's young, and she's telling other women's how to determine whether or not a person is their real friend. So let's listen at that.
It's a common misconception that being in love with someone...
That's not it. That sounds like a dude.
Simple rule of thumb: if she's clingy,
Yeah. Well, so yeah.
Oh,
It's
it
a
starts
stitch.
off with
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Got it.
It's a common misconception that being in love with somebody is the deepest form of connection that two people can have.
This is a foolproof test to see if you have real ones in your life, okay? Next time you're at a bar or like some social setting when you're with your friends and another person comes and introduces himself to you, give them a fake name. Introduce yourself with a completely fake made-up name. If your friend is immediately like, that's not your name, why are you giving a fake name? Never speak to that again after that night, okay? She sucks. She hates you. And that'll come out eventually. Now, if she plays along with your fake name, kind of thinks it's funny, but she continues to introduce herself with her legal name, she's fine. You know, I don't really see a future there. I'm sure you'll eventually lose touch somewhere along, but you don't have to worry about her, you know? Now, if she doesn't bat an eye at your fake name, and then when she goes to introduce herself, without skipping a beat, she also gives a ridiculous fake made-up name, she's a real one. That's her sister.
I think for her though, it would be an easier test because I mean that's fun, you know, to see if you have that much in common, you know, that you're on the same wavelength with each other and your personalities are that close together. But for her, she made it really easy because if she's with other women and they are cool calling some other woman the C word like she did, then they're a kindred spirit. Because, you know, women don't just run around using that word all the time with each other. A lot of women claim to hate it so much. But if you find one that does like to use it, then y'all are made to be friends. Y'all are real friends. Don't have to even go through this other challenge. Don't have to go through using a fake name, giving somebody a fake name.
C word. It's a bad one.
I know.
But she even said, like, if she doesn't go along with the plan, she hates you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's where it goes to another level.
Yeah, she being funny. But I should do what do you call it, a stitch?
Yeah.
With hers and do the whole, if another woman uses the C word, she's your friend.
Yeah. You see it get thrown around on TikTok a lot.
But, I mean, how many years has it been said, oh, women hate that word. It's the worst word you can use around a woman. It's hard. Now, the British use it all the time. Yeah. They use that word, you know, like Americans might call somebody an idiot. I mean, they're just men and women throwing it around all over the place. But in our culture, we're told women they can't stand that word. And if you ever say that around a woman, you're going to get reprimanded. But if you say it to a woman, call her that, then you might as well expect to never be able to speak to her again because she's just done.
It's got some power to it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the power that that society has given it. It's like, oh, that's
sure, it's
the
like
worst
moist.
word. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. It's like using the term moist. But you made a face like if I did that and said if you get a woman that uses the C word, y'all are kindred spirit. You think they get mad at that, the women's, if I did it and called her out for using the C word?
What? No, it's become so common. Like you just hear it now especially on social media. Yeah, I don't really see it on TV that much, but yeah, it just seems to be like it's not as shocking as it used to be.
Well, do men use it on social media?
No. Well, no. Yeah. The only time you see guys use it is when they're from like RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
They use that word like, it's like flippant, and I don't totally get that, but now you see more women using it.
Yeah, gay guys get a lot more leeway on things than straight men get.
Yeah.
When it comes to stuff like that.
I don't ever see. I mean, unless he's like really upset, but I mean,
because a gay guy, and it doesn't even have to be a drag performer like on the RuPaul show. Just a regular gay guy can say way more graphic sexual things and women excuse it. I mean, like decent women, that don't want to hear that kind of stuff all the time. Not smut women who run around using the C word and all that in public. But decent, clean women, good women, clean women. Because you can't be clean if your mouth's filthy.
Oh.
You never heard that? Probably not, because I just made it up. But yeah, clean, decent, good women will excuse their gay friend using graphic sexual things, telling stories and making comments and all that, than any other guy. They'll be like, I don't want to hear all that. You're ridiculous. That's gross.
Mm-hmm. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, we got to edit that out.
Rob.
What's the time on the thing?
7:32. It is so crass, is what I was going to say. It is so crass. But see, I don't even think about it now. You see it so often.
I don't ever see it. I must not follow gross people on social media.
Well, I don't either, but that just pops up in your, I was probably looking at relationship stuff, and, that's kind of my algorithm.
But no straight man could say it
I don't
without
think
getting
so.
the wrath of.
You could probably say it. You just probably wouldn't use it as you're a blank.
Right.
That probably wouldn't go over well.
Even if, and this is how irrational the whole hatred of the word is, even if I am talking to a woman and she's telling me about how much she hates another woman and that how awful that woman is and mean and all of that, and then I say to her, yeah, she's a C word, and use the word, the woman who is talking to me about how bad the woman is going to get all upset about it.
Yeah, and I think that's probably appropriate. Yeah.
Look, I said she's mean and I hate her and all, but don't use that word to describe. Don't call her that. That's a little much.
Yeah, I do. I don't know.
I'm not saying that I'm out here lobbying for us to be able to use it without judgment,
right.
Because I think you can judge a person's intelligence by whether or not they can refrain from using profanity in certain situations.
Yeah. I do like, because we both know somebody that's used it against a woman before, and when they retell the story, I think it's hysterical. Like, oh, you were big mad. You were really mad when you used that. And just, you. It's so bad. Right? It's funny. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's funny. So, but God, to see somebody do it would be another level.
Like, women will get all upset even if a straight man calls her a bitch.
Yeah.
That's discrimination.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want people thinking that I'm sounding like I'm griping because I want to be able to do it all the time and not have anybody give me a hard time. I don't. I respect a lot of ladies. I respect individual ladies. I don't respect groups, because you never know in the group what kind of woman it would be. Like throwing around the C word. She deserves the same type of respect that a good, clean woman, decent woman earns. I don't think so.
You could try using it in public, and then when somebody freaks out, they're like, "Oh, he's British." I'm like, he doesn't sound British. I'm like, no, he's British. You damn. Let's see. He's British.
Same thing would apply. You could say, well, he's British. That's what they call cigarettes.
Yeah.
But he's not even smoking.
Yeah.
And he sounds like he's from Georgia.
Yeah. And he directed it at a person. Yeah, but he's British. Relax. Dial it down. PC police. Whoop whoop.
That's just their native tongue.
Yeah.
It's just it's just like they call garbage rubbish.
Yeah.
What's the big deal? A rubbish bin is a trash can. I mean, come on.
Can we say the T word that the British people use? TW? You never hear anybody use it.
Yeah. I don't know, because I'm really mostly around decent women.
That's a bad one, too.
Yeah, you don't normally hear that word. I always think that may be an outdated word.
Is it?
Yeah. I think it's a funny word.
I do too. You know the one.
It ain't the T word for breast. But I would never even, I would never call someone that as an insulting name. No.
And it kind of has to have the British accent because you'd never hear an American accent saying that.
No. But with the C word, do women get just as offended by it if you're not calling another woman that? If you're using it in the, like to describe a body part?
Yeah, you never hear it like that. Except
no,
like,
because we don't work on the docks.
Right. Well, do they even? You stumble on a really nasty adult movie, maybe you hear it, but like.
Okay, that's funny. So if you got thoughts on this, then you can DM us on our social medias.
You might get blocked if you type in that word. That might accidentally block you.
Yeah, if you're just going to ask, what word are you saying? Yeah. I don't even want to type it.
I don't think I've ever typed it.
Because I'm not a good speller.
Should we type it right now just to see what it feels like? Let's see.
It's weird. Checks it.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird to type it out. Oh my gosh, and Google just recommended a bunch of, there's a dinosaur that it recommended, like C word.
Yeah.
Asaurus Rex. You're damn C word Asaurus Rex. That's terrible.
All right, well, we got more coming up. There you go.
More of TJ's podcast is coming up.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
Welcome back, world, to TJ's podcast.
Riggins, I'm sure you've seen this story because by the time I'm seeing something on social medias that's gone viral, I assume that you've seen it. The guy who his homeowners association told him that he needed to put his boat behind a fence. He needed to build a fence to put his boat in so you couldn't see it from the road.
Huh.
So he built a fence, put his boat in there, and then on the outside of the fence, he painted it to look like his boat.
That's funny.
Yeah, so it's like a 3D image, the way he painted it. It looks like his boat's still in the driveway, but it's a fence.
That's a level of petty that is remarkable.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
You said build a fence. He doesn't have any rules about it.
Those HOAs, man.
Yeah.
They will come down on you with the wrath of 1,000 gods.
Yeah. And then, did y'all talk about this on one of the other shows about the, you mentioned it earlier, Riggins, about the Wendys?
No, we haven't talked. I just saw it the other day.
The 50 nugget tray thing that they're coming out with.
50-piece nugget party pack. And they always call them party packs. Like you're supposed to have, Taco Bell does the same thing, the taco party pack. But every time I've ever bought one, it was for just like a insane binge session.
Well,
but 50's a lot.
I would put Wendy's chicken in general for their sandwiches or their nuggets or whatever they have way down on the scale of deliciousness of fast food nuggets.
Yeah, me too. McDonald's, ChickfilA certainly.
Like your popular fast food chains. I mean, there are a couple of places that have a few locations that have really good nuggets and tenders.
They're better than Burger King, but not as good as McDonald's or Chick-fil-A.
No. Yeah, Burger Kings are the worst, aren't they?
It's been a long time since I've had them, but when they were selling like 20 for $1 or whatever it was, I was like, that can't be good. But yeah, it just wouldn't even occur to me like, oh, I can't wait to go to Wendy's to get some nuggets.
Mm-hmm. Now I love their burgers and
their
stuff.
burgers are really good.
Love them, but yeah, nugs and tendies. I don't ever want to go to Wendy's for that or a chicken sandwich. A lot of people love that spicy chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
first of all, if I'm going to a fast food place that sells cheeseburgers, I'm 9 times out of 10 I'm going to get a cheeseburger over a chicken sandwich.
That's 100%, 1,000%.
So I get that son of a baconator at Wendy's.
Yeah. The Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich might be more popular than their burgers.
Yeah,
I feel like.
Yeah, people love that.
I've had it. It's okay.
But I'm taking ChickfilA nuggets over, and I'm not over the top. ChickfilA is the greatest everything, and because a lot of times that line is not worth it.
Yeah.
Even though it moves quickly and the people are nice and courteous and all of that. But I do all the fast food places, the popular ones, I would choose their nugget. And I could eat 25 of them.
They're small.
Yeah.
Back in college, I used to eat 20 chicken McNuggets from McDonald's and like a double cheeseburger. That was bad.
So my little friend Jenny and handsome husband Michael come over every Thursday night for dinner. And last night I did it's called Mexican fried rice, and it's got diced chicken in it. It's got obviously rice and corn and onions and peppers and all. And then you put queso over the top of it. Once it's on your plate, you douse it in the queso. And I made double, the recipe because I knew that I didn't know that it's the first time I ever made it. I didn't know for sure it was going to be good. Well, I figured because I'm a fantastic cook, so I figured it was going to be good. But I didn't know if it was going to be great or not. But I figured if it is great, then I'm going to need double because little friend Jenny is going to eat till she has to leave. And that's the way she does. She'll just keep going back throughout the night. And so she ended up with 8 or 9 plates of that stuff last night.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But I could probably eat 25 to 30 Chick-fil-A nuggets, which would probably be comparable to what she had last night.
Yeah. They sell trays of nuggets?
Yeah.
What comes on how many are on a tray?
I think
20?
I think you can get 25 or 50. I think.
Man.
But I don't think it's $15 what Wendys is throwing it out there for.
That's
50.
What Wendys is 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guarantee you it's got to be higher than that. But people are reacting crazy now to Chick-fil-A because they said they've already changed the chicken, and I can tell. And it's all women. They're going, the chicken is not the same. The texture is different. The taste is off.
Why would they mess with it? That doesn't make sense.
They did that antibiotics thing. There was that big story about Chick-fil-A's going back to antibiotics or naturally produced antibiotics for their chicken. And it was news maybe 2 weeks ago or so, and people are already saying, I noticed the difference.
I remember one time Chili's changed their tortilla chips.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because they weren't quite as thin as they are normally. And I don't know whether the company they started using just started making them thinner or if they went back to the original ones. But a lot of people were upset about that, which, I mean, I'm thinking, how often are you eating that to where you got to be upset about it?
Any of these things, I think, are coming. But when, who was it that changed their chicken tenders that Cubby was upset?
Was it Chili's?
It was Chili's? Yeah, they changed their chicken tenders, and he was pissed.
And Outback.
Yeah.
And Outback.
Well, Chili's chicken tenders are made with a batter instead of a breading, I believe, is what he always liked, the batter. You know, like Long John Silver's and Captain D's fish.
Yeah.
It's made in a batter instead of a breading, like with cornmeal and stuff.
Yeah. I get that.
But I was the opposite. If I were at Chili's, the last thing I would get is their chicken tenders.
Yeah, and Chili's has a bunch of great. If they change the recipe, I'd be like, well, I'm not so tied into one restaurant's one dish.
No,
I don't have that much passion or for one item at any restaurant. Nothing.
The only thing that I would think I would come close to with that is the cheesy gordita crunch at Taco Bell.
Yeah,
that I get that every time, no matter. But I may get a bunch of other stuff with it that'll be different each time. But I'm always going to get at least one cheesy gordita crunch, no lettuce.
Yeah.
Let us have no lettuce. But yeah, I mean, if you eat that much, if you eat at Chili's that many times, that it's thrown your life off. You know, then you're going there a lot. I'm not saying you're a loser. That's not the end of that sentence. They say if you're going there that often, then you're there a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I don't have any. Like if they changed the cheeseburger at Chili's, and they started using ostrich meat, then it wouldn't just kill me. I'd be like,
no. The one thing I guess now that I'm really thinking about. My lemon juice that I use for my tea, if I get the store brand, it's not the same. If I get any other brand, not the same. But if they change the recipe to the lemon juice I use, that would be a major upset in my life. If it was tasted different. And
hold on a minute. You mean you buy a bottle of lemon juice? Yeah. You don't freshly squeeze the lemons yourself?
It is a treat, and it was well known growing up when we had fresh lemons in the house. Something big had happened because I guess they're more expensive. And they are now. They're like $1 a lemon. But yeah, we drank so much tea that we had to buy the big bottle of real lemon.
I would just do without.
And you got to use half a lemon to make it to where I liked it. So
how much lemon juice do you put in a glass of tea?
Like a tablespoon, maybe. If I had to measure it out, and I just used the bottle, so it's like pew, 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 pew. Probably a tablespoon. I could estimate it.
Never liked lemon in my tea.
Love it. Had a big glass this morning. Had the tea steeping all night, so it was strong. Oh, and so hits my veins like.
So you sweeten the tea with artificial sweetener.
Yeah, just a touch.
Right. So why don't you just put a touch of sugar in the pitcher and make semi-sweet tea so you don't have to put it in there?
My aunt and uncle do that.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of sugar. I think they just use regular sugar while they're steeping it, and then add the water on top of it after it's cooled down.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just the way we did it, and you just added it later.
Mm-hmm.
Because not everybody in my family had a slightly different recipe for. My mom likes everything super sweet. Her food or drink, she likes it. I like things sweet. That's what she always said. But my dad was heavy on the lemon, so.
Yeah, I have to do that too with things, Like handsome husband Michael cannot eat anything spicy.
Right.
So when you cook mostly Cajun type food, or like last night a Mexican dish, I have to cook it where you add the heat later. Mm-hmm. Even at that, he was sitting there because when I was buying the stuff to make this thing. I went on and bought a package of hot dogs and buns.
Yeah.
In case it was too hot for him, I'd throw some hot dogs on the griddle for him.
If you look at him, you would never guess he's a guy that can't handle a little bit of heat.
And the good thing about it is that little friend Jenny doesn't ridicule him or pick on him at all for not being able to eat anything spicy.
Yeah, I'm sure not.
Call him names, like one that starts with a P.
Yeah.
He just doesn't like spicy food.
Yeah.
But even everybody at the table last night, is that too spicy for you, Mike? He goes, it's spicy. And everybody went, what? Because, I tasted it several times to make sure that it wasn't going to be too spicy for him. And I kept going, man, it's some bland shit. People are not going to like this.
So he just becomes like that. Oh, you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I do that a lot, too. When they had it. It makes sense about your tea.
Right now.
Tea. But I don't understand people who get iced tea and they just drink it with no sugar in it or anything. It's just brown water.
Yeah, I don't know who does that because it doesn't really have a lot
Jenny
of flavor.
Does it. Really? Every day, one of her trips to McDonald's every day. Yeah, one of them every day. She just goes to the drive-thru to get an extra large, like the biggest one they have, just unsweet tea.
No lemon, no sugar.
Nope.
That's my same. I have the same complaint about sweet tea. I'm like, where is the flavor? I need a little something extra. But to me,
you mean with the lemon?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet and unsweet. I just can't. I don't know. Just doesn't have a lot of flavor. But I know people swear by the McDonald's tea, whether it's sweet tea or I guess now unsweet tea. People love that tea. They love it.
And I say to her, hey, you love unsweet tea so much, but you can't even make that at home. You don't even want to learn how to do that. All it is tea bags and water with, cold water put on top of it. That's it. You don't even need to do anything else to it. No.
Okay.
I just can't imagine being 41, almost 42, and standing in the kitchen and going, how do you even make tea? I don't even know how to make tea.
Yeah.
What would I need?
And it might become out of date. Like kids might not be learning how to make tea. Tea might go away. Tea really might go away.
Well, people are drinking hot tea a lot more, I think, especially that medicine ball or whatever it is at Starbucks. They think cures their cold and stuff. My son, speaking of that, is fitting to be 21.
Yeah. And
I informed him the other day, and he didn't like it one bit, that now that school's over for him for the summer, he's finna be a senior at college, that at least one night a week, he is going to be responsible for feeding the family.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He's going to, come up with what he wants to cook. He's going to cook it, go to the store, get the stuff for it.
Why? What?
He's not happy.
I don't blame him. What was the reason for doing that?
Because he needs to learn how to cook. He needs to learn how to. Yeah, and I'm going to help him through. I mean, I'm not just going to say sink or swim in the kitchen, and he'll blow himself up probably. But I've taught him how to cook a few things.
Okay.
But he doesn't want to do it, and then he was mad. He's not going to go off on us or anything. But when people come to us and say, "Well, yeah, I heard that y'all were going to make Aiden cook dinner," he was not happy. Like, he's bitching about it to other people. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I think he doesn't need to be a gourmet cook or anything, but he needs to learn how to, fend for himself. Like right now, when we're not there, he'll just eat leftovers, or he likes those frozen chicken tenders, those Tyson frozen chicken tenders or whatever they are, and he'll throw those in the microwave and put wrap a tortilla around them. And that's all he'll eat. But he needs to learn how to get in there, because he asked me not long ago, "Will you teach me how to cook?" I said, "Sure." Called him downstairs one time, and I guess he was busy, and that wasn't the right time that he wanted to learn how. So since then, he's just like, And
this is like the last big lesson you'll be able to teach him, really. I mean, under your pressure, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to learn how to do this,
right?
Instead of just being like, no, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So make it count.
Well, I mean, I still own a bunch of stuff that he relies on, so I'll always hold that over his head.
Here you go.
Yeah. All right, this time for the weekend, y'all.
Yeah.
Starting the weekend off with a bang, the way we do, napping, taking a little nap.
Enjoy.
Yeah. I got work to do today. Hard work. Mm-hmm. All right, thanks for watching. Listen, have a good weekend. Love you. Bye.
Serving the world. It's TJ's podcast.